Question 9, Part C. A car and a jet race one another from rest down a runway. The car increases its speed v1 at a constant rate, while the speed of the jet is given by v2 equals 2 times t squared. After 5 seconds, the car and the jet have the same speed of 50 meters per second as shown on the graph. Part 1. Find an equation for the speed v1 of the car in terms of t. The line v1 starts at the origin, which has coordinates 0, 0, and passes through the point 5, 50. Hence its y-intercept is 0. The next thing we need to determine is the gradient of that line. Now the interval from 0, 0 to 5, 50 has a rise of 50 over a run of 5. So the gradient m is equal to rise divided by run, which equals 50 divided by 5, which equals 10. And we've determined previously that the y-intercept is 0, so expressing the equation of v1 with respect to t in the form y equals mx plus c, we get v1 is equal to 10 times t. Part 2. How far behind the car is the jet after 5 seconds? The area bounded by the line v1 and the parabola v2 from t equals 0 to t equals 5 represents the distance between the car and the jet, where the jet is behind the car. So we can set this up as an integral. So the distance between the car and the jet is equal to the integral from t equals 0 to t equals 5 of v1 minus v2 dt. Now v1 is equal to 10t from part 1. And v2 is equal to 2t squared. So distance is equal to the integral from t equals 0 to t equals 5 of 10t minus 2t squared dt. Performing the integration, we get distance is equal to 10t squared over 2, or 5t squared, minus 2t cubed over 3 from t equals 0 to t equals 5. Applying the limits of integration, that equals 10 times 5 squared over 2, minus 2 times 5 cubed over 3 minus 0, which equals 125 over 3, or 41 2/3 as a mixed numeral. Therefore, the jet is 41 2/3 meters behind the car after 5 seconds. Part 3. After how many seconds does the jet catch up with the car? From part 2, the expression that represents the distance between the car and the jet at time t seconds is 5t squared minus 2t cubed over 3. Now we want the value of this expression to equal 0. At that point in time, the jet has caught up to the car. So we want to solve for t the equation 5t squared minus 2t cubed over 3 equals 0 for values of t greater than 5. Dividing both sides of the equation by t squared, we get 5 minus 2t over 3 is equal to 0. Multiplying both sides of the equation by 3, we get 15 minus 2t is equal to 0. Rearranging the equation to make 2t the subject, we get 2t is equal to 15. And then dividing both sides of the equation by 2, we get t is equal to 7.5 or 7.5. Therefore, the jet catches up to the car at time t equals 7.5 seconds.